And once again, welcome back. 5:05 on the studio clock. सुन रहे हैं आप सब Radio Salam Namaste on 1480 AM, and I'm Monica Sharma. Once again, thanks for joining us, folks. I do hope you've had a great day so far. Well, काम की थकान को दूर करने के लिए आप इस वक्त हमारे साथ हैं. Well, थकान तो दूर होगी ही. उसके साथ साथ आपके लिए काफी इन्फॉर्मेशन भी हम लेके आए हैं आज शाम. और ये इन्फॉर्मेशन आप तक लेकर आ रही हैं आज शाम मिस आमना प्रियानी CPA. अगर आपके पास कोई भी सवाल हो टैक्स रिलेटेड तो आप हमें कर सकते हैं कॉल at 9724041480. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हुए क्विकली आपको बता दें amnacpa.com पर आप कर सकते हैं लॉग ऑन फॉर मोर इन्फॉर्मेशन और कॉल them at 9726906464. And with that, let's welcome Miss Amna Paryani on the airwaves. Good evening, Amna, and how are you doing today?
Good evening, Monica. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you, and thanks for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. तो चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं हम. There were a few things that you mentioned in your ad, that some of the deductions that people are not using right. I do want to talk about that. But before that, I want to talk about the results of election. How is that affecting us? Tell us.
Oh, results of elections people are still in surprise, including myself. They're in shock, and disbelief. But all of that said and done, there are some things that might be interesting for people, especially the community, Indian and Pakistani Nepali community. We are a small business community. And if one of the things that you see, then Mr. Trump has really come up with something interesting. They want to reduce the taxes. उन्होंने अपने एजेंडा में तो ये कहा था कि they'll probably reduce it from 35 to 15%. But I mean, I don't know. Whatever reduction will happen, I think it's good to see.
Yeah.
Good to see because वैसे थोड़ा बहुत टैक्स बढ़ गया है हाई इनकम उनके ऊपर ओबामा केयर की वजह से 2.7% जो कि उन्होंने इंक्रीज कर दिया था over 250,000 income pay, which was not there prior to Obamacare. So I mean, कोई भी relief जो है वो, so there are certain things that are interesting, and ये भी देख सकते हैं हम कि हो सकता है they do something about tax penalties for not having the health care. But I mean, it's all up in the air. अगर आप आपके listeners जो हैं वो सलाम नमस्ते के listeners अगर they stay tuned. So we'll keep on discussing as things will come up.
All right.
Also, my website, they can go and visit my website, amnacpa.com, and I have another website, Net CPA Firm. So there's a lot of resources available on those websites. And but I mean, it is interesting, and I'm pretty sure koi na koi the tax relief announce hoga hi, because I mean, a lot of people who voted, they are voted
For something, right? Yeah.
For those things as well. So,
Absolutely. Well, we will continue to talk about more about taxes with Amna here. Let's take a caller on the air first. Good evening. You're on the air.
Good evening, Monica ji, and good evening, Amna Paryani. Welcome to Salam Namaste.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
पहचानी मुझे, अब अनवर खान बात कर रहा हूँ.
जी कैसे हैं?
सब ठीक ठाक है. बहुत खुशी हुई आपकी आवाज सुन के.
शुक्रिया बहुत.
You have always the right choice, तो आपने अच्छी चॉइस की.
अच्छा शुक्रिया बहुत for appreciating my choice. जी.
Thank you, Mr. Khan. Thank you so much for calling in. Take care. All right. Once again, our lines are open. If you have any tax-related questions, you can call or welcome Amna on the airwaves. 972-404-1480 is the number. All right, Amna, we did, as we were talking about some of the deduction that people actually don't use, small business owners precisely don't use. आप बताइए उसके बारे में हम.
So, as we'll keep on coming every Thursday or every other Thursday, मैं कोई ना कोई topics तो लेके आती रहूंगी, but I think those are the few things that are simple, and mostly I have seen that people are not aware of it. बहुत से लोग जो हैं वो they use their garage, I mean, for putting their small business paperwork. State की requirement है कि आप अपने ledgers or receipts and even your cash register tapes, and you should keep it for 4 years. And IRS requirement is for 3 years. If तो लोगों को डब्बे अपने रखने पड़ते हैं कहीं. They put it in the garage, and I asked them that where are those, and a lot of time they don't even mention where they are until you ask them, okay जी कोई audit हो गया या क्या. So, for that, even though they're taking rents and everything else or mortgages as an expense for the actual business, but what they put there as in storage, they can absolutely use that as home office deduction. Or वो pro rata उस जगह का जो भी उनका square footage बनता है उसकी maintenance, utilities.
Really?
Yeah, of course, maintenance, utilities, insurance, all of that they can take as the everything they can take as the tax deduction.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll continue to talk here. Let's take a caller on the air first. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
जी बिल्कुल, आपका नाम बताइए.
मेरा नाम है आजाद.
आजाद साहब बताइए क्या सवाल है.
अच्छा, मुझे सीपीए जी से एक क्वेश्चन पूछना था.
जी जी जरूर.
Actually, दो क्वेश्चन है. So let's start with the first one. So,
जी.
as a real estate investor, I'm thrilled that this guy is in. Do you foresee any changes or more inclusions in 1031 like-kind exchanges that'll come up? And the second question is, he's just elected. He's not in yet. So when will if he makes any changes, when will that be affected in 2017 going forward, 2018, or how would that work?
Okay, the second question is very interesting question actually. First question I'll answer later. Second question I'll answer first. So he's going to be in office in January, right? And most of the changes he will make is first 100 days. And we have seen the tax cut proposals being introduced, and then a lot of time it's even halt our filing process even, you've heard. So there is a possibility that it might not right away affects or he start doing these proposals going forward, obviously. पर देखिए बहुत सी चेंजेस ऐसे हैं जैसे कि फॉर इंस्टेंस मैं आपको एक बात छोटी सी बताती हूँ. I mean it's gonna be a long discussion, पर जैसे penalties हैं आपकी not having the Obamacare. Those penalties are just going to sit there and there's no levy or there is no lien levy process is going to happen. जब किसी के पास पैसा बचेगा tax का then they'll cut. But there is a possibility that they get removed and going forward. So if we have to see, I mean 2016 के तो obviously by April 15 हैं आपके file करने आपको 2016 के. So I really don't know if that those are going to be directly right away affected, but proposed changes will be there in air. So people can start planning, tax planning इसी को कहते हैं. You can sometimes go back and amend, depending if the election is available for going back a few years. So, I mean, very interesting, but we will see, definitely we will see something coming. Definitely.
Can I ask a follow-up question on that one?
Gee, sure, please.
The question is, you mentioned tax planning, and I'm big on tax efficiencies.
Absolutely.
And like most of the people who already know, tax efficiencies is where wealth is retained. Wealth creation is one thing, wealth retention is a totally another thing. Do you guys offer, because I don't want to come after December 31st because a lot of things, the time has run out to do certain things and set up some structures and stuff. Do you offer any kind of sessions for tax planning, tax efficiency at your office? And if you do, if you can just, how would I find you?
You find me amnacpa.com, 972-690-6464 is the number. And we definitely have, I mean, this is another very interesting thing because obviously after December 31st, sometimes it's not a good idea. But for that particular year, उससे पहले ही आपको tax planning अपनी थोड़ी decide कर लेनी चाहिए. A lot of things, especially, अगर आपको अपनी 401ks वगैरह की कुछ planning करनी है. So we do offer, we have, I have myself 25 years of experience in taxation and we have extremely experienced and very friendly staff. आप हमें call कीजिए, make an appointment, email me amna@amnacpa.com, make an appointment. And definitely we will provide you with the session. And if you mention Salam Namaste, definitely we will try to take care of you, as much as we can.
How do you spell that website again?
AmnaCPA.com.
AMNACPA.com.
Oh, single A, just one A. AMNA.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Once again, 972-404-1480 is the number where you can call us right now if you have any tax-related questions. Amna will continue here talking about our deductions. So, सबसे पहला था the garage that could be used as the
home office use
home
deduction and the storage, of course. So the other one in the storage is the storage like internet-based storage. जैसे कि लोगों के पास Dropbox है. And, it's big now. People are putting a lot of things on Dropbox and the other, cloud storage. So how do you access that? Internet, right? So people ask me, okay, I do use internet for other things at home. Can I take all of it as the deduction? The answer is yes, because you do need internet and any equipment that you buy for the internet, computer, whatever, you do need to access that storage from home. And since you're using part of it for business and you do need that for business, so you can take 100% of that as a business expense and you can actually deduct it on your own tax returns.
All right.
Business tax returns, which is
wonderful. We are getting lots of information here from Amna this evening. अगर आपके पास कोई सवाल है तो उसके साथ आप कर सकते हैं. हमें call at 972-404-1480. Good evening. You're on the air.
Yeah, this is Muhammad Ali from Dallas. I have a few questions for CPA Amna.
Sure, Mohammed. Go for it.
sure.
Yeah, I actually arrived here in Dallas a month ago. So do I need to apply for the tax return for this year?
Congratulations that you're here. Welcome to.
Thank you.
I don't know where you came from. You came from other states or you come just from the other country?
Yeah, actually I'm from Pakistan, but I came from Melbourne, Australia.
Okay, so no, you will be doing, of course, you will be doing something in these 2-3 months, right? Some kind of income, so definitely. I mean, if this income is more than the exemption amount, and of course, if it's a taxable income more than what your exemptions and allowances will allow you, then yeah. And then the good thing is that I would say at least consult. I think it's a good idea to file taxes. Even if you get a refund, I mean, you should be in the system.
Absolutely.
Another question is that I worked this year into the Melbourne as well, so I have to pay the tax return, apply for the tax return over there. So in the 1 year I'm applying for the tax return here as well and there as well. So is there any problem in applying that?
Absolutely, there is no problem in that because you were in 2 places in the same year. In the same way, if you're in 2 different states in the same year, you have to file taxes for both states, So the same way, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty helpful. I was so confused and...
No, don't be confused. Just call us or email us. Yeah, it was a simple question. I could have just, if you email me, I can email you back right away. Yeah.
All right, the number to call is 972-690-6464. Thank you so much, Mohammed, for calling in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, once again, folks, 972-404-1480 is our number. अगर आपके पास है कोई भी सवाल तो we have a few more minutes left into the show. अगर आप कुछ भी पूछना चाहें आमना से तो आप कर सकते हैं हमें कॉल. Once again, moving along, आपको बता दें amnacpa.com is the website address, which is amnacpa.com, or call them at 972-690-6464. We will continue with our deductions for small business, but before that, let's take this quick call on the air. And let's see what we have here. Good evening.
Hi, my name is Shweta, and I have a question for Amna.
Sure, Shweta. Go for it.
Sure, Shrita. Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
So, I have a business idea, and I want to start a new business. But obviously, it's end of the year, and I have already incurred some expenses related to the business, like, patent expenses, filing the patent, and coming up, expenses related to coming up with the prototype and stuff. But I don't have a business registered yet. Can I deduct all these expenses after I start my business? And basically, how much can you backdate in terms of deduction? And this is particularly going to be an LLC. So, yeah.
Okay. So I tell you what I got from your question is that business started this year in 2016. So, technically you will expense them out the year it incurred. So I know that there is no income, and I also understand that there's no registration, which means that you are not a registered LLC, but you can still expense them out on your Schedule C, because if you start incurring expenses, you start doing business technically. It didn't start making any income, and there is a capitalization rules, but I'm not going to go in those details. But I think, in my opinion, what you said, and you can expense them out, and you should be able to take some benefit out of it this year. And then going forward next year, the next year expenses and income can be incurred into next year. The second question was entities right now, not LLC. Next year, it'll change the entity type, but still you are a sole proprietor doing business expenses on the business that you're starting.
And if I don't if I don't register the LLC this year, but start it next year in 2017, would I still be able to deduct the expenses from 2016, or I cannot?
Yes, I told you that entity type will change. Right now, you're doing all the expenses as a sole proprietor because you're not registered as a company. Next year, you'll be registered as a company. So you will, the different entity type, but you'll still be able to expense them out, of course.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
By all means, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. Once again, folks, we are talking to Ms. Amna Paryani, CPA, and we are talking about some of the deductions for small business. Let's continue as we are coming to the end of our segment. तो चलिए बताइए हमें और कौन-कौन सी deductions हैं जो हमारे सुनने वाले यूज कर सकते हैं for small business.
दो तो मैंने आप लोगों को स्टोरेज की बता ही दी. And next topic, I'm going to come and bring some more interesting ones, and also some expenses that high-income individuals don't miss out.
Okay.
And we sometimes have to put words in their mouth to see, did you do it? And then they come up, yeah, I did it. And then at that time, we help them. And there was also questions asked for 1031 exchange. Since we are running out of time, I'm going to probably answer them
next time.
Next session,
All
too.
Right. Then in that case, let's take one quick call on the air. Good evening.
Hello, quick question.
Good evening.
Hello, Anna ji.
Hello.
Are there going to be any changes on the tuition laws next year? Do you anticipate any changes?
Tuition deduction means you're talking about American Opportunity Act? Or, hello?
Going to school, if you're going to school, you get some
changes on the student deduction?
Right? Yes.
Nothing is announced yet, but is there going to be some kind of tax cut for tuition? We already have a pretty decent one right now. That one thing was already there in Obama's administration. You could have taken up to $4,000, if you're 4 years college, and that's actually a tax deduction right away. About 25% of $2,500 of that you could have deducted if you're in not a phase out in income. What else will be out there? We don't know. That still is there. American Opportunity Act is there. So for a student deduction, it was pretty decent already. I don't know if they can increase that or not. There is nothing as such proposed.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you for your question.
All right, Amna. So what would you like to say to our listeners before you leave? And of course, we will be seeing you again next week.
Thank you very much, Monica, for having me here. Thank you very much for all the listeners who are listening to my show. And definitely, I'm going to keep on bringing a lot of interesting topics. And visit my website, amnacpa.com. And Net CPA Firm, you will find a lot of resources and a lot of information at the same time.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.